Hi everybody, this is Lee Caraher, president of Double Forte, and this is video number 2 in fulfilling my obligation for the webinar that I got disconnected from for the agency readiness certificate program. And these are questions that have come in from, I think over 100 of you have asked to be linked in with me. I'm very happy to link in and answer questions that you might have. These questions are about entry-level jobs and rising through the ranks and all that kind of stuff. So what makes a successful entry-level employee at Double Forte? At Double Forte, we are looking for people who are learners, who have empathy, and who can write a sentence, and who are curious. If you're not curious, you probably shouldn't be in PR. You got to be curious to go, oh, that's interesting headline. What is behind that? Or what's going on in the world? Or I'm recording this on August 28th. The NBA is on or off, or what's going behind that? What's happening in Wisconsin? What's happening in the White House? What's happening here? You got to be interested in the world around you to be successful in public relations. So inside at an agency or inside. Because your curiosity leads you to understand what's going on, which leads you to be able to connect dots, which leads you to be able to pitch a story that is relevant for the moment. And if you're not curious, you're not going to know what's relevant for the moment. So we're looking for curious people. We're looking for people who can write a sentence or two. And that's from a hard skill perspective, that's the hardest piece, getting people who are really good writers. No matter what your degree is in, and I can talk about that later a bit. People who have empathy, right? Empathy is part of being curious, empathy for the world, empathy for their teammates, because, it's not, life is challenging and we're all going to have to pitch in for each other. Your turn is coming. And if you don't have empathy, you're probably not going to do well at Double Forte because we're very team-based. Individual contributors, we're in many ways, but we're all team-based. We all have roles that someone else is counting on, and if you can't be counted on, you're not going to make it. So that's what we're looking for at an entry-level employee. Your degree doesn't matter as much. In general, we're looking for a BA, or we're looking for a BS in communications or journalism, but a BA in biology. We have people who have BA in biology. I have a bachelor's degree in medieval history, very useful. So mostly it's about those other hard and soft skills and attributes. And that is probably true for, every agency looks for different things. There are some agencies who only look for people who have degrees in public relations or communications. There are some agencies who only look for people who have had multiple internships. It really depends on the agency. For us, we try to be as open as possible to the possibility of junior staff coming in from different places with different backgrounds, and that sometimes means different degrees for sure. Having a college degree for us is pretty. I think we've been around for 18 years. I think there have been 2 people who did not have a college degree who joined us, but they did not join us as entry-level people. They joined us at a much higher level. But again, interest, empathy, curiosity, being able to write a sentence or 2 together, and being able to be a team member, right? Being strong team members. Also people who are accountable. Can you prove that you are accountable? Very important to us. In terms of here's the question. How long does it take to climb a ladder or advance at your agency? Is it faster at a small agency versus a large agency? Oh, that goes with the last one. At Double Forte, our ladder doesn't really exist. We have a ladder, there's account coordinators and AAEs and AEs and AMs, and there is technically a ladder. And in general, we can tell you that account coordinators spend between 6 and 18 months at that job. Assistant account executives spend between 9 months and 18 months, 24 months at that role. AEs spend between a year and 3. We could tell you those things, but it's all individual. Everyone's on their own path. Everyone came in with different skill sets, has different interests. And so instead of being wed to and titles are more about other people than they are about us at Double Forte, because everybody does the work. So I write press releases still. I'm not sure sometimes the teams want me to, but I do media training. I go out on the road. Well, not right now, coronavirus, but we have a top-heavy model, where people are doing lots of kinds of work and side-by-side work, which is not as usual in a large firm. But in our titles, I do not promote people before they're ready. And the reason I don't do that, so there's no schedule, right? And this is one of the hardest things, I think, for recent graduates, 1, 2, 3, 4 years, is that you move from, a life that has been guided by school, so 4-year increments, and then when you're younger, 6-year increments or 4-year, whatever it is, but 4-year increments really between middle school and the end of college, and you get into the work world, and there's no timeline. Timeline doesn't exist. There's no social promotion. Just because you hit a milestone doesn't mean you get promoted, and it's disconcerting, right? Because my nephew used to tell me, Aunt Lee, C's get degrees. And it's true. C's do get degrees, but C quality work does not get you promoted in the real world. So there is no social promotion, there is no timeline, for us at least, and that's probably true for most agencies. We promote people when they're ready, on schedule or off schedule. Some agencies only promote twice a year or only once a year because they're on a schedule review cycle. That's not how we work. We work when a person's ready to be promoted, we just promote them. Often it's a surprise, which I love. That makes me so happy. But that's the piece, right? And we promote people when they're ready. And I was finishing my thought. The reason we do that is that we don't want to set other people's expectations of you based on your title. Because your title tells the world more than it tells your internal team who you are. So if you get promoted to account executive and you're not ready for account executive work, and you go to a client and they ask you a question and you don't have an account executive answer, you've just shot yourself in the foot, and the agency has shot you in the foot. So, and I've seen it. I've been part of that kind of culture in my past, and I just don't want any part of it because it really puts people behind the ball, and it doesn't allow for personal pace, right? Or interest. So what if you're on a plan? So I'll give you an example. We had an account coordinator came in, hotshot, and then her mom got sick, and she chose to take care of her mom, which meant that she took some time off. She was a half-time employee. Well, a half-time employee doesn't have as much opportunity as a full-time employee. And if we had been on a schedule, like she didn't make it by the schedule, well, that wouldn't have been fair, right? So that's how we do it. Some people are very fast risers. Myself, I was a very fast riser. I've been a president since, I'm old. I'm 56 now. I've been a president of an agency since I was 32, right? Different agencies. So, and that's not, most of us aren't going to be presidents. It doesn't mean that everyone's not valuable. Most people don't want to be presidents, frankly. So big pain in the butt, which I'll answer in video 3. But fast risers, slow risers, everyone's on their own schedule. When you start at Double Forte, we have a development program that has really charted all of the different skills we need at different levels, and we work off that. And when people start checking off boxes, not just to have one and done, but to master things, then that's when they start moving up the ladder. I don't know, my experience at other agencies says that is not uniform. That is not universal. So you would want to ask the agency you're talking to or talking with, like, what's the traditional career path? What happens? How do you move from this level to that level? If you want to do something different, like if you only want to do media relations, is that an opportunity? Because you might be, 2 years in, you're like, I want to go this way. And the traditional, ladder has nothing to do. It's more of a lattice. It's called lattice career management now, where you might go boop, 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 just like that with the boops. So it's more about what you want to do. Like, what is your career? And I would say, no matter what, this career, public relations is an excellent career to start your career in, your lifetime career in. Everything you learn in public relations is applicable to any other career, even if you become a nurse. Trust me, everything you learn how to be on time. You learn how to counsel. You learn how to write. You learn how to communicate. You learn how to work in a team. You learn how to get rejected and keep going. You learn how to work with other people to get them to do something you want them to do without compensation, by mapping what you do to what they need to do. These are all skills that are super useful in any career. So mostly when you think about an entry-level career, it's getting experience, mastering different levels of a craft, and then success will come.